When you read about a hostage situation or, survival against the odds, you're usually getting the memoir version, right?
Yeah, the danger has passed. The author is safe.
Exactly. And the
Oh.
narrative makes sense.
Right, because the adrenaline has worn off, so you get this like neat, structured retelling of the trauma.
Yeah. But what if you had a live feed of someone's mind while they were actively being held captive? Like a real-time broadcast of absolute terror.
And their desperate attempt to just not lose their mind.
Yes. So, welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at Psalm 56 from the English Standard Version.
And just to be clear, we are stepping outside of theology for a moment here.
Right, we're reading this purely as a historical survival diary. Basically, a raw look at a human mind under extreme duress.
Yeah, and the text sets this really dramatic stage right in the header. It's attributed to David, written specifically when, quote, the Philistines seized him in Gatheth.
So we're reading the thoughts of someone who is literally a captive in enemy territory. But the contrast in those opening notes is just wild to me. He's actively kidnapped, but the instructions direct the choir master to perform this, get this go, according to the dove on far-off terebinths.
Ah.
It feels bizarre. It's like taking a terrified ransom note and, I don't know, singing it to the melody of a peaceful folk song.
I mean, it is a totally jarring juxtaposition, but there's actually a survival mechanism at work there.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so the header also includes the word mikdam, which is noted as a musical or liturgical term. Neurologically speaking, forcing your panic into a predictable rhythm acts as a grounding technique.
Oh, wow.
He's using music to regulate his nervous system when his external reality is just utter chaos.
That makes so much sense. And that forced structure is probably why the actual lyrics feel so heavy.
Oh, for sure.
Like you've got this grounding melody, but the words are steeped in pure paranoia. He says his enemies trample on him all day long. They lurk. They watch my steps. And then there's this line, they injure my cause, which a footnote actually points out can also mean they twist my words.
Yeah, that's a crucial detail.
If you've ever had someone deliberately twist your words, you know how maddening that is? Now imagine that gaslighting happening while you are physically held hostage.
Right. It's a complete assault on his reality. It isn't just physical danger.
It's psychological warfare.
Exactly. And to counter that, the author leans on this repetitive refrain. He says, when I am afraid, I put my trust in you.
Yeah.
And he follows that up by asking, what can flesh do to me? He's surviving by zooming out.
Zooming out.
Yeah. By comparing his mortal flesh and blood captors to the divine, he actively shrinks the threat down to a manageable size.
Okay, I have to admit I'm a bit confused by that, though.
How so?
Well, if someone is literally hunting you down to kill you, how do you even have the bandwidth to worry about abstract concepts?
I mean, that's a fair question.
Like in verse 8, he asks God to put my tears in your bottle and wants to know if his tossings, which the footnote translates as wanderings, are in your book.
Right.
Isn't demanding an emotional audit from the universe kind of an incredibly abstract thing to focus on during a physical attack?
It seems abstract until you realize that feeling utterly unseen is often the most terrifying part of suffering.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
When a person is trampled and isolated, their deepest psychological need is for validation. He wants his anxiety and his literal tears documented.
Because it proves his pain is real.
Yes. And that divine record-keeping is exactly what gives him the confidence to believe his enemies will eventually fail. The trauma becomes survivable only because he believes it is being witnessed.
That makes a lot of sense. And that sense of being witnessed completely flips the script at the end of the poem.
It really does.
The paranoia just vanishes. He suddenly shifts to this immense gratitude, promising thank offerings for being delivered from death so he can walk in the light of life.
Yeah, so the musical structure and that demand for a witness did their job. He essentially wrote his own mind out of a panic attack and into a state of hope.
That is just a powerful look at human resilience. So as we wrap up today, think about your own moments of intense stress or fear.
It's something we all face.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you had to conceptualize a ledger or, a literal glass bottle holding the perfect, undeniable record of your own silent struggles and tears,
Yeah.
how might knowing that archive exists change the way you confront your biggest obstacles today?